All right, what's up? Today we're going to look at some creative picture books. These are books about creativity, art, expression, etc. So the first one is the simplest one, and it's just called Not a Box. And it's a little bunny and a box, and people are always telling him, what are you doing with that box? Why do you have that box? And he's always showing them how creative he is, and he's always like, it's not a box. And then you turn the page and it shows what he's turned the box into. So it's just a whole book of creativity and ideas. This side up. Not a box, and it looks like a box. It feels like cardboard. It's pretty cool. Blue Chicken by Deborah Friedman. So you can see right there how it kind of looks like the blue is splashing. So in the beginning, the author, the illustrator, has drawn it so that the story just shows this picture that she's drawn. It's flat, and there's a little chicken, and she starts to pop up off the page, and then she actually crawls off the page and finds the blue paint, and it splashes, and then it's about what happens when the paint splashes and the characters come to life, and then by the end of the story, they end up back in the picture, but then there's the red paint right there, and then the last thing is it's like a good day for painting the barn, and so then they find the red paint. It's a really cool mix of how the picture, joins reality. So the next one is called Ben Draws Trouble. Just got this one. It's really cute. It's by Matt Davies. It's a really fun illustration style, but it's about, a kid who kind of is always drawing and kind of gets in trouble in his class. His teachers aren't impressed, and then one day he loses his drawing journal that he keeps all day, and he's really afraid he's going to get in trouble. But it's about the power of that one person who's able to help you pursue your passion, and it's a teacher who finally understands him at the end and how he helps him. So it's pretty inspiring for kids who like to draw. It's Ben Draws Trouble. I have two about museums, and neither one of these is new, and I think it's a good reminder that we don't always just have to read the new stuff. There's some good old stuff out there. This is for Katie's Picture Show, and this is actually, I think, from 1989. Shocking, like super old, but let me tell you, I was in high school in 1989, so there's still some good stuff out there from that era. And this one is You Can't Take a Balloon into the Metropolitan Museum. They're both, but this one, the artwork is outstanding. And this one of my favorite formats. This is a wordless picture book. I love them. I've really tried to build up our collection here in my library of wordless picture books because I really think they're powerful. So it's cool because there's little inserts of actual art from the museum, and it's a little girl and her grandmother, and they go in there, and then it follows the balloon as it gets lost as it travels through the museum, so you get to see lots of things at the museum. So this one is a kind of similar idea. Katie goes through the museum, and everything says don't touch, and of course she has to touch it. So when she touches a piece of art, then she sort of enters that art, and it's cool. It shows how she becomes a piece of that artwork. This is Polka Dot Parade. It's a book about Bill Cunningham, and I had never heard of him before. It says he's a hat maker turned writer and photographer, and I will tell you one of the biggest recommendations that I could give it on the back. It says, Marcia's vivid watercolor work brings Bill's photos to life, a stunning marriage of two forms of art. The eyes are on a holiday. Well done. Do you know who said that? Eric Carle. Eric Carle recommends this book, so I think you better read it. The illustrations, the artwork, I am obsessed with it. It is just so beautiful, and it makes sense for a book about art and creativity and freedom of expression. So I absolutely highly recommend this one. And the last one is another wordless book. I'm telling you, you gotta check them out. I love them. This one's called Here I Am, and it's the story of an immigrant family coming to the United States, and the little boy discovering, joy and friendship and the realities of his new life. And I just can't say enough about the artwork. I mean, that's just the end page there. It's absolutely stunning. And again, there's just a skill set that is really developed with wordless stories that just isn't there, and when somebody's reading to you, an amazing experience, by the way. But this is just really cool because you really have to pay attention to everything, and you figure out what's happening and tell the story. There's a story to be told. It's not just random artwork, but it's really a fascinating way to engage your brain. Creativity abounds in the library.